Hi, it's Marco Brown with Brown Family Law in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm coming and answering the most commonly asked questions on the internet about a divorce. This one is, what years of marriage are the hardest? You know, there's a joke that when you ask a lawyer a question, the answer is always, it depends, because it does depend. This one really does depend. What I can tell you is the years that are most common for divorce. Let's answer this question that way. And if that's the case, then it's years 1 and 2, because for a few reasons. One is you simply don't know each other yet, but you're living together. And that's really, really difficult. So even if you cohabited before you got married, still, there's something different about it. Once you make that commitment, like, things come out, right? So you don't fully know each other. And then if you've never lived together before, you certainly don't know each other, but you're getting used to each other and you don't really know the other person. And that is stressful for human beings. So that's one point of stress. Then the second is you don't have the negotiation or problem solving skills yet, because you're in the house with this person all the time. You're getting to know them. You're not exactly sure how to, bring up problems that you have with the other person, leave the toilet seat up, whatever it is, right? And you don't really know how to negotiate with that person either. So you have to learn this skill set, and you just simply don't know in years 1 and 2. And that, again, can create lots and lots of stress, which leads to fighting, okay? And fighting tends to lead to divorce if you do it too much, okay? And then the third is lack of commitment. In years 1 and 2, you simply don't have the commitment that you probably have in year 15. Okay, you're learning that commitment up front as you're going through years 1 and 2. So you're kind of lacking that, which means that you don't see people simply don't see the need to stay together in years 1 and 2 sometimes. So those are some of the reasons people get divorced in years 1 and 2. Then the other years that are really, really tricky, and I see a lot of divorces, is years 6 to 8. The reasons for this are a little bit different. So you've got to know each other, you know how to negotiate, you know how to problem solve. There's a fair amount of commitment here, but here you have kids. You've thrown 2-3 kids into the mix, and kids are stressful. I tell you, I'm 45, and I have a 14-year-old. And my wife and I also have a 1 and a 3-year-old. And 45 and with the 1 and the 3-year-olds, it's kind of tough, right? That is stressful. So you're younger, you throw some kids into that mix. You're not really spending a lot of time with each other. Maybe your sex life isn't that great. You got some debt because you got all the kids. All that stuff compounds and makes it really difficult. And a lot of people just call it quits during this period of time. So those are really the two most common years in which I see divorce. The other one, oddly enough, is after the kids leave, so probably year 20 plus. By this time, you have a tremendous amount of commitment, okay? Not a ton of people are getting divorced 20 plus years, but I see it more often than I would think. And the reason for that often is you've just kind of drifted apart. Like your kids have been in your life or something, whatever it is, like you've just drifted apart. Now the kids are gone, so you don't have that commitment. You don't have that thing to do every day, raise those kids. And you're left with this person that you don't really know, and you haven't taken the time to stay in touch with over the years. And you think, do I really want to be with this person until I'm 85, right? So some people say no at that point. The way to keep that from happening, here's a little tip, the way to keep that from happening is really make time for each other and communicate even while it's difficult and you have the kids, right? Like you just have to make that time. You have to make that commitment. You have to talk to each other. You have to keep liking each other. Okay. So those are really the 3 times that I see marriage being the hardest for people. Okay. Until next time, thank you very much. Bye.